The actors who almost became Batman. In the realm of cinematic history, few characters have undergone as many transformations as Batman. The Caped Crusader, with his dark persona and complex psychology, has captivated audiences for decades. However, what many may not realize is that the journey to the silver screen was fraught with unexpected casting choices that could have altered the very fabric of the franchise. Let's take a closer look at those original casting choices that could have changed the face of Gotham forever. When Tim Burton was brought on board to direct the 1989 Batman film, the landscape of superhero movies was vastly different from what we know today. The genre was still finding its footing, and the idea of a darker, more brooding Batman was a radical departure from the campy television series of the 1960s. Burton envisioned a darker tone, and with that vision came the need for a leading man who could embody the duality of Bruce Wayne and Batman. Initially, the role was offered to several high-profile actors. One of the first names that emerged was Mel Gibson. At the time, Gibson was riding high on the success of the Lethal Weapon franchise, and his rugged charm and intensity made him a strong contender. However, Gibson ultimately passed on the role, perhaps sensing that the character required a depth that he was not ready to explore. His decision paved the way for other actors to step into the shadows. Another surprising candidate was Bill Murray. Known primarily for his comedic roles, Murray's name was floated as a potential Batman. The idea of a comedic actor taking on such a serious role raised eyebrows. While Murray has proven his versatility over the years, the notion of him donning the cape and cowl feels almost absurd in retrospect. Can you imagine the wisecracks and deadpan humor interspersed with the dark narrative of Gotham? It would have been a film unlike any other, but perhaps not in the way anyone would have hoped. Then there was the intriguing choice of Kevin Costner. Fresh off the success of Dances with Wolves, Costner was a major box office draw. His rugged good looks and brooding presence seemed like a perfect fit for the role. However, Costner ultimately opted to pursue other projects, leaving the door open for someone else to take on the mantle. It's fascinating to consider how Costner's portrayal might have influenced the character's trajectory in subsequent films. And who could forget the name of Charlie Sheen? At the time, he was a rising star, and the idea of him as Batman was floated around. Sheen, with his rebellious spirit and undeniable charisma, could have brought a different energy to the role. However, the notion of a young Sheen donning the cape feels like a missed opportunity that could have resulted in a very different interpretation of the character. Could Sheen have successfully balanced the duality of Bruce Wayne's charm and Batman's intensity? It's a tantalizing question. Ultimately, the role of Batman went to Michael Keaton, a choice that surprised many. Keaton, known for his comedic performances in films like Beetlejuice, was an unconventional pick. However, Burton saw something in him that resonated with the darker aspects of the character. Keaton's portrayal redefined Batman for a new generation, proving that the right actor could transcend preconceived notions and bring depth to the role. As we look back at these original casting choices, it's clear that the path to Batman's cinematic legacy was paved with intriguing possibilities. Each actor brought their own unique flair, and while some may have seemed like outlandish choices, they reflect the ever-evolving nature of storytelling in Hollywood. The casting of Batman is a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected choices can lead to the most iconic portrayals. In the end, it was Michael Keaton who embraced the darkness, and in doing so, he set the stage for the enduring legacy of The Dark Knight.